and gentlemen, allow me again to just call upon Mr. Shopoto, students, and Mr. J. Shopoto, ladies and gentlemen, to deliver the chapter launch address. And it will be a very short one, I think. Thank you, sir.
The presentation I made, and the next phase we're going into is to now officially launch this very important day. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a pleasure for me to be here today for the official launch of the Zimbabwe Youth Biodiversity Network on the International Biodiversity Day. Our planet, our region, our country is witnessing a critical period of biodiversity loss. We acknowledge that half of the world's population is young people, and that we face all. We must focus on the youth and on the hopes of the youth. Sorry, the font is very big, it's very small. So the question I would like to ask today to everyone is the following: what can we do to create more opportunities, to create hope for the youth today? Established in 2017, ZYBN is one of those opportunities that young people can take advantage of. It is a platform created for young people to come together and actively work on biodiversity conservation issues. ZYBN is a platform for learning, sharing, and raising awareness about the importance of biodiversity, as well as life and the issues that do with the earth. I would like to call upon young people, citizens of Zimbabwe, local organizations and the government institutions to support young people, their projects and activities geared towards being geared towards building and avoiding the loss of biodiversity for the benefit of present and future generations. In conclusion, I am delighted to see young people interested in being actively involved in the protection of our biodiversity. With that said, it is with great honor to declare the Zimbabwe Youth Biodiversity Network officially launched, and I urge you all to join the network if you have not already done so. I think a platform for joining the network is provided, and it will be very fantastic if particularly our teachers are able to assist their school people to join the network, so that we all participate as youth in this very important event. Thank you so much.
To you, our next presenter, who is from Chinoy University of Technology, School of Wildlife Ecology and Conservation. And her name is Dr. Olga Upiga. She happens to be my former lecturer at Chinoy University and also my BSc business supervisor. Dr. Olga Upiga holds a DPU in Natural Resource Management from Chinoy University of Technology, an MSc in Tropical Resource Ecology from the University of Zimbabwe, and a BSc in Geography and Biological Sciences from the University of Zimbabwe. She also holds a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of Zimbabwe and a certificate in explorative GIS from UNISA. Her research interests are in biodiversity conservation, climate change adaptation, ethnobiology, local communities and sustainable livelihoods, plant ecology and social ecology. Dr. Oga Mpina is going to present to us on a topic on biodiversity and human well-being. I hereby present to you Dr. Oga Mpina.
Good afternoon to us all. Thank you very much to Evans. I'm actually humbled that one of the key faces whom I can relate to is our products from Biodiversity of Technology. Before I go into our presentation, as you can see on the program, it's written, the presenter is our team. They send his apologies, we couldn't attend because of other commitments. So, Biodiversity of Technology is for the youth, right? We usually say we're a cut above the rest. So, in trying to promote the 5.0 education strategy, which forms the 5 pillars of what we do at the university. We engage in community service, we do research, we also do resource mobilization so that we promote innovation and industrialization. So I'm glad that Mr. Shobok of the ministry has already mentioned the idea of Vision 2030. So as a university, we are also moving alongside with the same vision, as we also try to empower the youth. So the 5th pillar is teaching, and part of what we teach, our school is one of the 7 schools in the university, and it focuses more on wildlife ecology and conservation, but we also do have other degree programs. One of the programs which was recently launched is on environmental conservation and geoinformatics. So our school basically touches on issues which are of concern to the youth. But today my presentation on behalf of our dean is going to focus on the wealth of nature, ecosystem services, conservation, and health. So this is the outline of my presentation. I will first of all focus on Zimbabwe's wildlife heritage. It's actually a blessing that on Saturday, we had the launch of the Culture Week. And it's important that as youth, we also appreciate the fact that biodiversity or our wildlife resources are our culture, and our wildlife resources are part and parcel of our heritage. So I think we should also have a joint, or actually celebrating this alongside with the culture, which is ongoing, and it is being done in different provinces. And we're also glad that as youth, we're also contributing in a way towards promoting our cultural heritage. So we need to appreciate our wildlife heritage in Zimbabwe. Then I'll move on to conservation issues. While we celebrate and appreciate our wildlife heritage, which are the conservation issues that the youth can focus on? Then I'll move on to ecosystem services, conservation, and health. How do wildlife resources contribute towards development? So we need to appreciate our wildlife heritage as the youth. So Zimbabwe has got diverse wildlife resources, and these wildlife resources, like I've already said, they are key in sustaining tourism. And I think from your geography, the young ones who are from secondary school here, we have learned about the big 5. We have charismatic species. Then in ecology, as we learn more about the ecology of these species, we realize some of them are keystone species, some are umbrella species, and so forth and so forth. So they are key in sustaining ecosystem goods and services, which we have been talking about. Talk of the African elephant, a keystone species. So we actually have a huge elephant population in the country. And I think we've had the story stories about our elephant population, exceeding the carrying capacity, and so on and so forth. It is actually what? A concern. And there are plans, maybe perhaps, to make sure that we can also get economic benefits out of ivory, which we have from our elephants. So in terms of our wildlife resources, they occupy about a quarter of land. This is the terrestrial land. We find that these resources occupy about 28% of land. It is actually under wildlife conservation, but we look at different categories. So these categories include protected areas. We also have community conserved areas, which we call the campfire areas that we have made of them. Then we also have private game parks. Moving on to urban areas, we have urban green spaces. I think closer home we have botanical gardens, right? We also do have open spaces, and these open spaces are key in contributing to our biodiversity. But what is also important is that the conservation paradigm has been shifting towards promoting those communities which are living on the edge of protected areas. So those communities should also benefit and participate in conservation. But also upon realization that wildlife resources know no boundaries, we also have regional initiatives whereby we have transparent conservation areas. I think the other speakers have already mentioned them. But the whole idea is to promote regional integration and cooperation towards management of our resources. We also do have well-oriented sites like the Mana Shawore complex in the Zambezi Valley. We also have, it's also apparently our sole or the only biosphere reserve which we have in the lower Zambezi Mana region. So we find that as we look at the diversity of our wildlife resources, it is key to sustaining human livelihoods. And when we're looking at human livelihoods, we're mainly focusing on what we get from this ecosystem. We have 5 capitals, so we actually get finance with the human capital base and so forth and so forth. So this is a map showing the distribution of wildlife resources. So biodiversity generally, it is found wherever we are. Beneath this building, if we to dig below this building, you find that there is some common biodiversity. So, which means that when we look at Zimbabwe, it's actually rich from the communal areas, the resettlement areas, protected areas. We also have urban areas, forested lands. They are also part and parcel of our biodiversity. Then these are some of the TFCAs which I've also already mentioned. We have TFCAs which are already operating or which are already established. I think the most common one is the Great Global Transplant and Conservation Area. We also have the Casa TFCA. But we also do have other major TFCAs, about 5 of them, which are the key conservation issues which we need to concentrate on so that we also contribute towards achieving our vision 2030, so that wildlife is our heritage and also contribute towards sustaining livelihoods in our nation. So the conservation issues, I think some of these have already been mentioned. One of the key issues is that as human population has been increasing, as humans continue to expand their settlements, there is encroachment. We actually have settlements encroaching into human habitats. So we have settlements in wildlife corridors. Then another key issue is the issue of illegal harvesting. Illegal harvesting of resources in various ways. I think we're all familiar with issues of poaching. Poaching is actually a bitter pill in our country. Why? Because when you look at poachers, what they actually do, they are actually depriving communities of the resources from which they will actually depend on for survival. We also have access to key resources because of the overlap between the human habitats and also the wildlife habitats. We have the problem of human-wildlife conflict. I've already mentioned increasing human population. So there is competition for resources. we have issues to do with poverty, especially for those communities who are in agriculture or the interface. They compete for resources, forage spaces, competition for water. And what happens is we have that overlap. You actually see the next slide. We also have the expansion of wildlife habitats. The creation of TFCAs is also a blessing in disguise somehow, because we also do have challenges associated with that, because wildlife need more space for survival as well. Then we have problems of disease, and we also have areas where we find our wildlife resources. If you check on our map, these areas are on the marginal areas. I think it's agroecological zone what? Is it 4? 5. Yes, it's agroecological zone 5, where we have erratic rains. These are drought-prone areas. So, which means our wildlife resources are restricted, especially when we're looking at our protected areas. So look, you check, this picture was taken according to Zimstat. In terms of poverty levels in our country, you see that most of them are in the darker shades, which means that a higher proportion of our local communities are living in what? In poverty. But what we're saying is, although we have that scenario, wildlife resources can do something towards eradicating that status. We can actually change that map if we harness and utilize our wildlife resources sustainably. Then when we look at local communities also need a chance to harvest resources so that they can actually, I think, according to the Nagoya Protocol, we talk of access and benefit what? Sharing. Sharing from what? Our wildlife resources. So our resources are also key towards sustaining livelihoods. So when we look at local communities and conservation, there are key issues which we have highlighted there. We're looking at community development versus biodiversity conservation. How do we balance between the two? How do we strike a balance between the two? Making sure that communities also benefit, but at the same time also achieve our biodiversity conservation goals. So how do we create a harmonious relationship between our communities and our conservation agenda? So there's also need to support those initiatives. Emergence of TFCAs, I've already talked about them. Then you find that at the moment, our community-based natural resource management programs, mainly focusing on campfire, it has been key in sustaining livelihoods. But you find that what has been happening, if you look at the goals of campfire, there's been need to review the program so that it actually speaks to the challenges, conservation challenges which we have, so that it can meaningfully contribute towards sustaining community livelihoods. So we have about 8 campfire districts. Is that so, Mr. Matu? 8 campfire districts. Historically, there were 8, isn't it? So if you look at those districts, I will show you a graph of the revenue which was being generated back then. But we need to go back on the drawing board, and this is actually underway, review of campfire, so that meaningful benefits can be accrued to societies. So these benefits can also contribute towards conservation and also improve the status of communities in terms of poverty. But what is also important is that communities, they can also do, they are at the front line for law enforcement. So the question which we should be asking ourselves as youth, what role are we playing towards, because we are part and parcel of the local communities. Local communities, you are the custodians of the resources. The future is in your hands. What can we do so that we are also at the front line of law enforcement? We are also at the front line of advocacy. So we need action on the ground, including gender issues. I've heard you talked about gender mainstreaming. Right? Women are looking at the Amatin case study. Women are at the forefront of harvesting madoro, which means that women they actually contribute towards management of our wildlife resources. Right? So the last section which I'm going to focus on is the issue of ecosystem services, conservation and health. Anyone who can identify what is on the first top corner, what is that small plastic dish? Thank you very much. That's a delicacy. A nice delicacy. Can you speak up? I don't know. Anyone from Ashigo will identify with that. When you eat such a delicacy, the next thing you should do is to cry. Right? And it's a delicacy, but it makes you cry. I think she knows. She's thinking she has food products. You've heard about the Alba, right? So they are quite a delicacy. And at the moment, research is underway. We have got collaboration between different universities to promote these products. I think we actually have a conference, a symposium, which is coming up very soon on insects, right? Just insects as food, conservation of insects as food. So insects are part of goods which we obtain from the environment, from our forests rather. We also look at the other corner there, what we have there. I hope the slide is clear. Majanji, yes. And there we have our common touch grass, right? There we have water, although the color is not very nice, but that's the water which we have. Because we actually have to share the same water with our livestock sometimes, right? So those are overlapping habitats. So what we have here, these are just examples of ecosystem goods and services which we actually get from the environment. So with this, if you look at the case of Aruba, those who are into edible insects, they will tell you that the nutritional value of Aruba, it surpasses maybe that of some artificial foods which we actually go for, especially the youth. I was telling someone yesterday that if you tell my daughters, because meat is now expensive and so forth, if you brought that for dinner, if you save that for dinner, and you have your mufushwa with lori, right? They will tell you all the plates will be returned to the kitchen and full, isn't it? Why? Because we don't appreciate the value of our indigenous food, what? Resources. But yet when you see some of us in Mistimoni there, we are who we are because we used to eat those things. Our indigenous food, our pride, our heritage, isn't it? They also contribute towards our health and well-being. Indigenous foods, I think I've seen cars on the streets selling majanje, right? Right? Contribute towards iron and so forth, so many things. Then, of course, our veg grass, there are some non-timber. She mentioned the issue of non-timber forest products. You can harvest them. When you harvest them, you can now get an income to supplement household income, which is also key. Then, of course, we cannot underestimate the value of our water resources. So what we need to know is that ecosystem services, they are key. They are key in terms of providing an alternative source of livelihoods, especially during drought periods. These foods, ecosystem services, some of them, we call them the active safety nets, isn't it? So that they provide alternative livelihood. Of course, we go to work, we all do all these other things, but our water resources are also key. According to IPABES, she mentioned IPABES, right, which is the international platform for biodiversity and ecosystem services. Everyone is welcome to be a member. I am a member of IPABES. We receive updates, we receive calls on conferences, symposia, on anything to do with biodiversity and ecosystem services. Then we are also going to talk about IPABES. Then we have conservation. What is it that we need to do when we are conserving? Conserving means you also have to preserve, right? Because there are certain times when, as wildlife practitioners, you realize the population size of our species is declining, and there's need for us not to harvest. So in that case, you can preserve for some time, until such a time when you are satisfied that we can now start to what? To harvest. So it involves preserving, guarding, protecting, and also wise use of our natural resources, anchored on 3 aspects, which are good quality of life, to promote human well-being. So that's why we decided to talk about human health, because we need to also to appreciate that when you look at the work of IPABES, it also goes hand in hand with the biodiversity targets, the Aichi targets, which have also already been mentioned. We also need to appreciate nature's benefits to people. So the work which IPABES does, it is aimed at promoting access to ecosystem goods and services. But when they do that, they actually involve different institutions, both formal and informal. I think what is also important is that IFABES of late has been advocating for mainstreaming of our traditional knowledge in whatever we do when we are exploiting these goods and services. There's need to make sure that we mainstream our traditional knowledge. So it also focuses on Mother Earth. I think we also had an opportunity to host the Earth Day at our university, where we also had the ambassador to the US. He was also our main guest, where we're celebrating the Earth Day, our Mother Earth. So systems of life are also key, because wildlife resources by themselves, they've also got an intrinsic value. Someone would say, we actually need to protect them. So no matter how small they are or how huge they are, they're also key, because wildlife has got intrinsic value in itself. So it is also important, so we are gathered here, mainly because we also fall within that conceptual framework as well. Look at institutions, governance, and other drivers. So we are part and parcel of maybe institutions which are also contributing towards promoting the utilization of those goods and services. But of course, we also have other threats outside the three pillars. We have got other threats which we also have. So this is just a rundown of the conceptual framework. So what opportunities can we get? I think if we were to check across Africa, just in Southern Africa, one of the most rich people in Southern Africa are the private game rangers. Those people are filthy rich, right? Because wildlife, if we were to give them a hectare, a piece of land, just a hectare of land, we have to do your cattle ranging. Then the next person, person A is doing livestock ranging. Then person B is doing what? Game farming. Did you know that game farming would give you, although it takes time, it will actually give you 10 times more than this next guy who is private community partnerships. In the Zambezi Valley again, we have the Akashinga initiative. It actually focuses on young women. Who are the youth? These young women are engaged in conservation. What are the days when you would say, for patrols, we only need men? But you see those young women, they've actually taken that opportunity to fight for protection of wildlife species. Then we have the issue of community-based trade and livestock. We have the FMD project. Right? So when you look at such projects, which are also meant to make sure that our livestock is kept healthy, but at the same time, we also have a healthy wildlife population. We also have intensive land use systems, irrigation, fish farming. I think if you go to parks, they're on a countrywide campaign to promote what? Aquaculture. And aquaculture, when you have our fish, we are not a fish-eating what? Country, unlike maybe Malawi. But it's also an alternative, which because of the conditions, especially drought, we can also take that opportunity to promote our health. So these are just examples in terms of the importance of some of the initiatives, community-based natural resource management programs. This is Campfire. So for Campfire, I think the young ones here, don't panic. Those zeros, they mean something there. See those young ones there, very energetic, vibrant. We actually can do something so that we get revenue to contribute. So that was an activity which was carried out, that TFCA, the Greater Mapungubwe as TFCA, right? And the youth riding their bicycles on the go for the sake of conservation. So as youth, we can do activities which can also make sure that, but at the same time, they're also keeping healthy by doing that. But what we can do as youth, we can actually change the world. So wildlife enterprises, our wildlife heritage, is actually business. One of the days when we used to talk about wildlife for the sake of wildlife itself, conservation is actually business. If you look at leading international leading wildlife related or conservation related organizations, they actually make sure that there are linkages between conservation and finance. Someone talked about being an expert in finance. I can't see it now. I think that was our first speaker, Mr. Jeremiah Mushosh, talked about being an expert in nature conservation, financing for renewable energy, climate smart what? Conservation. At the end of the day, we've got something to rely on. We are promoting sustainable livelihoods. It is important for us to take care of our resources so we can have ecosystem goods and services. We can also have opportunities to conserve our ecosystems. So it is also important for us to conserve our natural resources. And this is not for the aged or what we would call the professionals, but all age groups are also part and parcel of the conservation of natural resources. So with you, I thank you all for your interest and attention.
I might direct to you and Mr. Shoko. Mr. Shoko presented about, I think, 5,000 species, and his source was 2002. And we are now in 2019, and we are still moving around with those same facts. As a hub of knowledge, the cut above the rest, as you say, what are you doing in terms of, research which is, recent? Because when you go to CITES and you're going to CPT, the same argument is we've got 67,000 species. Where did you get your data? 2002, Mapa, even if you are that noisy, I don't think you can win the debate. And the second question, it was to do with the Nile tilapia fish. You mentioned that it's an invasive sort of species, and we have a command fisheries program coming through in full force, and I think Nile tilapia or Nilotica is one of those species. Where do we draw the line to say food security versus biodiversity conservation? Thank you.
There is going to submit. Thank you very much for the questions. Let me start with the first one on the 5,000 species. Those are 2002 figures, and we are saying, what is it that we are doing as a university? You realize that part of our teaching program, because I've said we've got 5 pillars, is to promote research. We also collaborate with the Zimbabwe Parks and Wildlife Management Authority, and our collaboration usually comes in various ways. It can be through internships where we have our students taking part in some of the programs which are also meant to make sure that we have the latest database of our species. So from our university, we've participated in the Game Counts in the Zambezi Valley, and we also participate in Game Counts in other areas like Wanke, where our students are engaged through internship, especially in some of the protected areas. So in one way or the other, we actually contribute towards species monitoring so that we actually have the latest information. But at the end of the day, all this information is actually used by the Zimbabwe Parks and Management Authority, because they are the authority who are responsible for coming up with the latest figures, which they later on submit maybe to IUCN or to the ministry, or they are the responsible authority. So we only take part as a university, but those monitoring programs are underway, and when the time is right or in due course, we actually have the latest counts in terms of the population figures for each protected areas. Whether it's a safari area, there's actually monitoring and surveying going on, both ground-based monitoring and also have air-based surveys. So that information, go to the parks website, you will get it. So maybe what can actually happen is that when the time is right, that information can actually be channeled to other international organizations. But we also have, on the issue of tilapia, of course, it's a vast species, and there are advantages, of course, which are associated with that species in terms of its management for communities so that they can get an alternative source of livelihood. So sometimes we have to weigh the opportunities versus the challenges. In any project, those who do monitoring and evaluation, we are bound to have what? Challenges. But at the end of the day, we also look at whether there are ecological benefits or economic benefits which are accruing from such initiatives. I'm sure Mr. Moyo will answer more to that.
In fact, for like what she has alluded to, say his impact is in the process of making count. It's actually true, but I also in my presentation alluded to the fact that this year, in terms of mainly the wildlife, impact is actually in the process of sourcing for funds to do the aerial survey for the cows, particularly the big 5 animals. They are actually in the process of it. That was supposed to be done actually last year in September, but due to financial constraints, they actually failed. But we also have other organizations that are coming in, like that one, the bed, what is it called? The Big Lives Wow is also trying to assist government in trying to come up with current statistics in terms of the bird species. So studies are actually going on, and we don't end it there. We continue to lobby for support from various organizations to make sure that we do come up with current statistics. Thank you.
She is Tutu, student, who also happens to be the Vice President of Instinct Africa. So I hereby welcome Yolanda to the podium to give us the presentation.
Very good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I am Yolanda Mutinima, a level 2 student at Biodiversity Technology, studying ecology and conservation. I'm also the Vice President of Instinct Africa, the Conservation Club at the university. I'm going to present on youth empowerment and engagement in wildlife conservation and talk about what Instinct Africa is doing as a club to promote engagement and empowerment of youth in wildlife conservation. Due to time, I'm going to try to run through my points. I'm going to introduce wildlife conservation, although some of the definitions have already been done. And then I'm going to talk about why it is important to empower and engage youth, and talk about what Instinct Africa is doing. So, as defined by the Zimbabwe National Youth Policy, youth empowerment is the creation of an enabling environment for the youth to have the freedom to choose, to participate in, and take decisions in matters affecting them, and be ready to accept the consequences of their decisions. Wildlife, as defined by CITES, refers to all fauna and flora. Fauna being animals, including birds, fish, and examples of falcons, lions, leopards, and buffalo. And flora being our plants, orchids, cacti, and non-timber forest plants. Conservation refers to the protection, care, management, and maintenance of ecosystems, habitats, wildlife species, and populations within or outside of their natural environment in order to safeguard the natural conditions for their long-term permanence. The African Wildlife Foundation President Sebunya said the youth are only involved in ceremonial roles which barely make a difference in their lives and communities, which as Instinct Africa we strongly agree on. The reason why the youth are not wise, the ceremonial roles youth are playing are not making a difference in their lives and community is because we are not engaged and empowered to take matters of wildlife conservation. So why is it important to engage and empower youth? It is important to engage and empower youth so that we build a bridge, so that we bridge the gap between existing and future policymakers, as well as grassroots conservationists, allowing for a new generation of conservation leaders. If the youth are not engaged in wildlife conservation, this leads to exploitation of wildlife resources at a rapid and unsustainable rate, and this robs future generations of their wildlife heritage. Youth empowerment and engagement not only impacts the youth and their attitudes and behaviors, but it also influences their families and communities at large. You will also find that low-income and employment among youth in Zimbabwe poses great challenges to wildlife conservation. You'll find that most of the youth living in communities adjacent to wildlife areas are highly unemployed and as a result partake in activities such as poaching, deforestation, and overutilization of land timber forest products. However, these youth are engaged in wildlife conservation and informed of the benefits that arise from wildlife conservation. It reduces the overutilization and poaching. Instinct Africa is a conservation club that aims to inspire students at different levels to partake in roles in conservation through research, community outreach, seminars, and environmental centers. So, what is Instinct Africa doing to promote youth empowerment and engagement in wildlife conservation? As Instinct Africa, we educate our communities, or the communities we visit rather, on the importance of conserving biodiversity. About 2 weeks ago, we were at Umfuriti Park and we visited the communities that are living within the buffer zone. And we realized that we have a lot of conflicts with the management at Symposium to do with wildlife approaching into the areas, eating their plants, etc. So it was our duty as Instinct Africa, where we gave ourselves the duty to talk to the youth in these communities as well as the elderly people in these communities on how to live more in harmony with these wildlife. And we also advise them on alternative sources of curing the tobacco. You find that the communities in Umfuriti living adjacent to Umfuriti Park are highly productive in tobacco farming, and as a result there is massive deforestation for curing of tobacco. So we advise them on alternative methods of curing the tobacco such as Instinct Africa also networks and collaborates with similar societies that have similar goals as them, such as BirdLife, we say. We also recently had a seminar series launched at CUT on wildlife conservation and environmental policy laws with the Zimbabwe Environmental Law Association. We also do cleanup campaigns in line with the National Cleanup on the 1st of every month, as well as doing cleanups to all the places that we visit. We also attend environmental conservation events such as the 10th Megabus regulation. Instinct Africa also believes that there is no better way to manage or conserve wildlife if you cannot manage or conserve wildlife if you do not know about the wildlife. So we also believe in practical learning of wildlife conservation. That was also at Umfuriti Park where we were taking blood samples from buffaloes to test for anthrax and foot and mouth, as well as tick-borne diseases. Instinct Africa also believes that the youth should be engaged in community service and community outreach. Thanks to Wildlife Environment Zimbabwe, we are also able to partake in game counts, such as the annual Mangoes game count. From here, Instinct Africa aims to empower youth through peer-to-peer support, leadership, and professional skills development. We also aim to educate the youth living in communities near wildlife on the benefits that arise from conservation and sustainable use of wildlife. Thank you for your attention.
This time I will give time for questions, only 2 questions that are directed towards Yolanda.
It's not a question, but rather a note from all the presentations that have taken place today. Machikwanza neshuru. Minimum fish species are not we couldn't get a visual picture yesterday. So I think maybe in future programs, I'll just do something general about brachystasia and then you see what is brachystasia for to see what was magatiti fish species but qualia.
Thank you, Sister Yolanda, for the presentation. I would like to ask, are the youth willing to be empowered and engaged in the wildlife conservation? Are they willing? Are they joining?
But from my community, I can say yes, the youth are willing to partake and be empowered in wildlife conservation matters. I agree with the African Wildlife Foundation that we don't want to be involved in ceremonial roles only, like to quote for seminars and then at ends there. We are willing to partake in the actual conservation, in the policy making, or in raising our issues with the policies that are currently. Oh, and I think that for those that are not willing, I think it's only because they don't understand how vital biodiversity is.
I think we have come to the end of our symposium, and I would like to thank you very much for staying put in your seats for the whole day whilst you've been listening. But before we end, this is directly towards to the students that we have here. We have one t-shirt that is up for grabs. It's supposed to be won by one of you students. And when we started this symposium, we had 3 questions, like what is biodiversity? Number 2, why should young people be involved? Number 3, how can young people participate? So, it's one t-shirt. And I can see there were more than one student here. I'm going to post a question. And the first one who's going to raise their hand is going to give us the answer. If the answer is correct, then you would have won yourself a t-shirt. My question is going to be very simple. The question is, why should young people be involved in the conservation of biodiversity? She's been the first to raise her hand. Can you give us the answer?
I think we should be involved in this cause. Driven by the purpose to bring change and a better future for the new generation, working towards a new era, holding hands for the better, it's you and me against the world. Our well-being and our environment status is determined by the education and knowledge we put into the community. The youth in general are bold influence against the university as a whole. Thank you.
Should we clap hands for her? I think she gave us a very comprehensive answer. And I think Mr. Lenin is going to present our winner with their t-shirt. Okay, I'm going to call upon Lenin Knowledge to give us a vote of thanks. So, the guest of honor, Mr. Shoko, our most valued guests, ladies and gentlemen, children and children. On behalf of the Zimbabwe Biodiversity Network and on my own behalf, I extend a very hearty vote of thanks to the United States Embassy Public Affairs Section for helping us secure this venue. We didn't have funding, as Mr. Shoko said. We were very late in our planning, so we had to run through and force some hands to bend, and they afforded this small venue at a very short notice. We thank them for that. We also thank Mr. Shoko. I think I started talking to him 3 days from this event because of bureaucracy. You know how these offices operate. I was delivered to this guy, the other guy, and lastly to Mr. Shoko, who was very helpful indeed, from the Environment Department under the Ministry of Environment, Tourism and Hospitality. He has helped us launch this network, so I want to thank him.
I also want to express sincere gratitude to all the presenters for sharing with us important issues concerning biodiversity. Some of them have traveled as far as Chinoy. We've got Dr. Fika from Chinoy, Yolanda, we've got Felix from Development Region, and not very least, those who came from Fakose. You know, you had your lessons today, and I'm very sorry we took it a bit longer. And to limit your numbers, I met them if I wanted to bring the whole school. So the venue was a bit small for the whole school. Thank you for coming in Fakose. And everyone indeed who came through. You know, it's a very difficult environment as it seems. You know, transport problems. You know, some of you had to part away with your $4 or $5 just to come here. We appreciate that. And we hope from today they've been encouraged to actively participate, join the network, and together we believe we can protect this biodiversity. So I'm hoping to meet you in the next Biodiversity Nature Conservation Symposium in 2020. There I think it will be an improved situation, as Mr. Shoko has highlighted, that it will be starting maybe with provinces, then we'll wrap it up at the national level. So I would also like to thank our volunteers, Winnet, Karen, Mishek, Oswald, Martin. They all took their time. They came here, I think, around 7, which is sort of a sacrifice for some of our youth who are still enjoying their sleep. So I'd like to thank you for helping run this symposium smoothly. Special thanks to Evans. You know, I've been grateful since J1. If I could marry you, I could. Least but not least, a big thank you to the trustees. You know, this whole event was a self-funded initiative. We had to run around, search that others' pockets to see if we can come up with at least the initial step. So that alone will bring me to me and you clapping hands for everyone.